morning, friends. Welcome to Unacademy Gate MEPIXC. This is Aprup Rao, and you are watching lectures of engineering mechanics. This is lecture number 18, and today we are going to start a fresh chapter, Introduction to Trusses. This chapter is really important from exam point of view. Let me tell you that for the past 4-5 years, every year there is a question from truss in gate. गेट में पिछले 4-5 सालों का ये ट्रेंड है कि हर साल एक क्वेश्चन कम से कम ट्रस के ऊपर आ रहा है. इन 21 गेट 2020, गेट 2019, गेट 2018, every year there was a question from truss. So it's a really important chapter, and let me tell you, it's a very interesting and easy chapter. And those of you who have not attended any class before this, अगर आप में से कोई ऐसा है जिसने इससे पहले कोई क्लास अटेंड नहीं की है, still you can attend this class. You are going to understand everything perfectly fine. आपको समझने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी, आपको सारी चीजें बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से समझ आएंगी. So you can start from this chapter onwards and you can cover the rest of the chapters later. आप अगर इससे पहले के चैप्टर्स मिस कर चुके हैं तो आप इस चैप्टर से कंटिन्यू कीजिए और बाकी के चैप्टर्स जो हैं आप बाद में कंप्लीट कर सकते हैं. So this is a new chapter. We have completed equilibrium of force system. We have completed friction, and this is the third chapter of statics, truss. So in this chapter we are going to understand everything we need to know about truss, how to solve problems of trusses, and let me tell you, this is one of my favorite chapters in engineering mechanics. ये मेरा पसंदीदा चैप्टर है और इसको पढ़ाने में मुझे बहुत मजा आता है. Really enjoy teaching this chapter, so I can surely say that you are really going to enjoy learning this chapter. So good evening Aditya, Pankaj, Nitish, Nabh, Dheeraj, Gopi. Good evening Sanyal. Welcome to Unacademy Gate MEPIXC. Please hit the like button right now and please share the link to as many people as you can. जितने ज्यादा बच्चों से आप ये शेयर कर सकें, प्लीज शेयर करें ताकि ज्यादा से ज्यादा बच्चे ये लेक्चर्स देख सकें. If you are watching this lecture for the first time, let me introduce myself. My name is Aprup Rao, All India rank 320 in Gate Mechanical in my first attempt. I did MTech from IIT Kharagpur and my specialization of MTech was design. Then after MTech, I worked at Mahindra Research Valley, which is the R&D of Mahindra and Mahindra. The cars of Mahindra, XUV, KUV, TUV, all are designed there. So I worked in the field of design and I was part of some really cool projects. Then after 2 years, I decided to quit my job and I started teaching. So I've been teaching for more than 6 years now. And I teach subjects related to design, SOM, MD, EM and TOM. If you ask me why I chose the subjects of design, it is obvious because throughout my career, I have always been associated with design. My MTech was in design, my work experience was in design. So I started teaching the subjects of design. I have taken free lectures of all these subjects last year. You can find all those lectures here. Free lectures and notes you can find here at one place. I have organized the links of all my classes in one place. मैंने एक जगह पे सारी classes के links जो हैं वो organize कर दिए हैं. So you can watch all my old lectures in this one place. You can also watch my new lectures here. Okay, I am updating the Excel sheets that I have made last year. So engineering mechanics I have also covered last year, and this is another course of engineering mechanics. This year I am completely changing the lectures, I am completely changing examples, I am introducing new questions. So this year it is engineering mechanics 2.0, it is even better than the last year. So if you want to watch my old lectures, you can watch it here. New lectures will also be here, but I will suggest that always watch my lectures live. मैं हमेशा यही suggest करूंगा कि मेरे live lectures देखो. They will be better than the last year lectures. Okay. And if you want, you can follow me on Unacademy app. I also teach on Unacademy app. So if you want to watch my classes on Unacademy, just go to unacademy.com and search my name, Approve, or you can directly go to this link, unacademy.com/@approve. This is my profile name. You can search me there, and when you find me, don't forget to follow me. You can watch my free special classes on Unacademy app. These are completely free. ये सारी classes जो हैं, these are known as special classes. They are completely free of cost. How you can watch them? Just download the Unacademy learning app, register, and then for the first time you will have to use this code approve10. Your classes will be unlocked. So in order to your classes will be logged. So in order to unlock your classes, you will have to use this code approve10. So use this code in order to unlock all free classes, not only mine but all the free classes. Okay, and once you use this code, you can also unlock Unacademy Combat. Now what is Unacademy Combat? Unacademy Combat is India's largest weekly scholarship test, and you can win up to 100% scholarship on Unacademy Plus subscription. आप Unacademy Plus के subscription पे 100% तक का scholarship win कर सकते हैं by taking part in this scholarship test. And the good news is it happens every week on Sunday at 11 AM. This is the schedule of Unacademy Combat next month, यानी कि अप्रैल का ये schedule है बेटा. There will be 4 combats, April 4th, April 11th, April 18th, April 25th. So it happens every Sunday at 11 AM. So don't forget to enroll for the next combat. Maybe you will be the winner, and when you win, you can win up to 100% scholarship test. So be the winner and get the chance of getting free Unacademy Plus subscription. Okay, now you can enroll by using the same code approve10. आप Unacademy Combat में भी इसी कोड को यूज करके एनरोल कर सकते हैं. ओके, एंड यू कैन फॉलो माय टेलीग्राम चैनल ऑल्सो. दिस इज माय पर्सनल टेलीग्राम चैनल. सो इफ यू आर थिंकिंग व्हेन आई टेक क्लासेस, then just follow this channel. I will notify you in this channel every day. I will update you about my classes every day in this Telegram channel. So go to Telegram app, search approve10. बेटा ये चैनल फॉलो कर लो. आपको मैं अपने से खुद से पर्सनली अपडेट करता रहूंगा कि मेरी आगे आने वाली क्लासेस कौन सी होंगी, कब होंगी, कितने बजे होंगे. Everything I will update in this Telegram channel. Okay. Now, if you want to get into a structured course with one of the top faculties of India, take Unacademy Plus subscription. अगर आप इंडिया के बेस्ट एजुकेटर्स के साथ एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड कोर्स में पढ़ना चाहते हैं फॉर गेट, फॉर ESE, फॉर एनी PSU एग्जाम, then just take Unacademy Plus subscription. What is the difference between YouTube classes and Unacademy Plus? So if you are looking for broadcasted content का मतलब क्या है? If you are looking at a broadcasted content, you can't interact with the teacher. Okay, you can't ask your doubts, you can't interact with the teacher, you will just sit and watch all the lectures. So if you just want broadcasted content, you don't have to pay even one single rupee. आपको broadcasted content के लिए 1 रुपया भी पे नहीं करना है. किसी से भी आपको कुछ भी खरीदने की जरूरत नहीं है. You are going to get all the broadcasted lectures live and recorded completely free on YouTube. This is the batch we have started, K2K batch, where we are going to complete 100% syllabus. They will be broadcasted lectures. Like this is a broadcasted lecture. You can't interact with me. You can't ask your doubts with me because we don't have a provision, right? How you will send your doubts to me, right? So beta, if you only need the broadcasted lectures, everything is free on YouTube. But if you want a classroom-like experience, if you want a live classroom-like experience where you can interact with the teacher, you can solve your doubts from your teacher, you get the entire schedule of the class where you will get quizzes, you will get daily assignments, you will get test series. If you means overall, I can say that a complete classroom experience. So if you want that, then take Unacademy Plus subscription. And if you are doubting the online classes, let me tell you the result of GATE 2021. This is the result of Unacademy in GATE 2021. This is the list of mechanical toppers and this is the list of XE toppers. And judging by this list, you can understand how Unacademy ऑनलाइन क्लासेस आर। अनअकैडमी के ऑनलाइन क्लासेस को अगर आप जज करना चाहते हो तो बस आप इस लिस्ट के ऊपर एक नजर डाल दो, मैकेनिकल की और एक्सी। ओके, सो बी अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस रेवोल्यूशन। नाउ लेट्स स्टार्ट द न्यू चैप्टर, ट्रस्ट. This is the most important chapter because I can surely say 99% I can surely say there will be at least one question from trust in GATE 2022. तो गेट 2022 में एक क्वेश्चन ट्रस्ट से आ रहा है, ये मैं 99% बोल सकता हूं, जजिंग बाय द पास्ट ट्रेंड। पास्ट ट्रेंड को देख के मैं ये बोल सकता हूं। ओके, सो दिस इज अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग मैकेनिक्स. आई एम रियली गोइंग टू एंजॉय these classes. You are also really going to enjoy learning this chapter. Okay, now before starting, please hit the like button and give me your online attendance. like button दबा के अपनी online attendance दे दीजिए and please share this link to all your groups. अपनी ग्रुप्स में जाके सब लोग शेयर कर दो प्लीज, एक बार सबके सब जाके शेयर कर दो. नया चैप्टर है तो सबके सब ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. एवरीवन कैन ज्वाइन फ्रॉम दिस चैप्टर. दिस इज अ कंप्लीटली फ्रेश एंड न्यू चैप्टर. गुड इवनिंग अपेश, गुड इवनिंग हेमंत, गुड इवनिंग आर्तिकेयन, गुड इवनिंग नवीन, करण, ऋतिक, धीरज, रूही, गुड इवनिंग. वेलकम एवरीवन, वेलकम वेलकम वेलकम. तो एक बार बेटा लाइक बटन दबा के अपनी अटेंडेंस दे दीजिए. चलो चलो चलो, बहुत बढ़िया, वेरी गुड वेरी गुड वेरी गुड. चलो, ओके, थैंक यू सो मच गौरव, थैंक यू सो मच. नाउ let's understand trust. So in this class I will tell you everything you need to know about trust, and trust me, you might have never thought about these things. आपने शायद कभी ये सोचा भी नहीं होगा. Okay, so what exactly is trust? Trust is a structure. ठीक है, ये इंपॉर्टेंट नोट करने वाली बात है. Trust is a structure which consists of several members connected together to support load. Now let me first define structure. What exactly is a structure? So beta, when you connect a lot of members, then there are two types of objects that you get, a structure or a machine. जब आप बहुत सारे members को कनेक्ट करते हैं तो आपको दो चीजें मिलती हैं, either you get a structure or you get a machine. Now what happens in case of structure? Structures transfers load from one member to another member. In case of structure, you transfer load from one member to another member. And what happens in case of machine? In case of machine, you not only transfer the load, you also transfer the motion. You get some useful work. You transfer the motion. Okay. So beta, there are two things, structure and a machine. Now we learn about the machines, we learn about the mechanisms in case of theory of machines. Okay, machine बोल रहा था मैं, mechanism बोलना चाहिए था. I should have used the word mechanism, structure, mechanism. So we use the mechanism in theory of machine. We learn about mechanisms in theory of machines, and we learn about structures in engineering mechanics as well as strength of materials. Structures के बारे में हम engineering mechanics के में भी पढ़ते हैं और strength of materials में भी पढ़ते हैं. Okay, so do you understand about structure? Structure consists of lot of members connected together and they are just transferring loads. They are not transferring motion. There is no motion between the members of truss. But in case of mechanism, there will be transfer of force as well as transfer of motion. वहां पे there will be relative motion between the members. Here there will be no relative motion between the members. Okay. Now you might be thinking, why exactly do we need truss? So beta, quickly tell me in the live chat if anyone knows why exactly do we need a structure, why exactly do we need a truss? Truss exactly हमें क्यों चाहिए? In order to understand this, let me show you this picture. This is the picture of a bridge. Okay, this is the picture of a bridge. You can see that this is the road which is supported on this bridge. Cars, people, they are all moving, vehicles, people, they are all moving on this road. Okay, so what is happening to this bridge? Heavy load is acting on this bridge, right? इस ब्रिज के ऊपर बहुत सारा हेवी लोड जो है वो एक्ट कर रहा है. इस ब्रिज के ऊपर बहुत सारा हेवी लोड एक्ट कर रहा है. ओके, Now what is happening, understand. This road is supported by this structure. You can see that this is a truss, right? So why exactly are we using truss here? अगर मैं truss use ना करूं तो क्या होगा? What is going to happen if I am not using a truss? Let's understand that. Okay, let's say that we don't have a truss. Okay, मान लो अपने पास कोई truss नहीं है. Let's say that this is the side view of the road. Okay, let's say this is the side view of the road, and let's say that I am supporting this road by means of these two supports. Okay, मैंने सीधे ऐसा दो सपोर्ट लगा दिया, ठीक है. So what is going to happen, understand, there are very heavy loads acting on this road. Okay, so under this heavy load, this member is surely going to bend, right? There will be shear force, there will be bending moment, this is going to bend, and when this bends, there will be huge stresses developed in the cross section of this member. इस member में बहुत heavy stresses develop होंगे. Okay, now what is the problem? The problem is that if you want to sustain that heavy amount of stress, then the dimension of the member should be very, very large. So beta, it will not be possible for us to sustain this much amount of stress by any member. आप कोई भी member लगाओगे तो ये possible नहीं होगा कि वो member इतना ज़्यादा amount of bending stress sustain कर सके. Okay, so what do we do? Instead of using a single member, we use this complete structure. अब ये structure use करने से फायदा क्या होता है? What will be the advantage of using this structure? What will be the advantage of connecting all these members? So when we use this structure instead of a single member, मैं ऐसा एक single member लगा के इसको support क्यों नहीं दे रहा हूं? Because beta, if you use a single member, if you use a member like this, it will be subjected to bending. Okay, but if you use truss, then all the members of trusses will be subjected to only axial load. Axial load matlab, if this is the member, then this load is known as axial load, right? And axial stresses will be less than the bending stresses. जितना bending में stress develop होता, उससे बहुत कम stress develop होगा axial load के केस में. And in that case, the stresses will be within the allowable value. So your structure will not fail. अगर मैं इस structure की जगह कुछ और use करता तो वो bending में क्या हो जाता? Fail हो जाता. But अब इस structure की वजह से, अब ये जो members हैं इनकी वजह से, the stresses will be well within the limit, so my structure will not fail. तो ट्रस यूज करने का रीजन क्या है? एक रीजन है इन ऑर्डर टू रिड्यूस द अमाउंट ऑफ स्ट्रेसेस बाय डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग द लोड इन टर्म्स ऑफ एक्सियल लोड. जो लोड लग रहा है, एक्चुअली दिस लोड इज ट्रांसवर्स लोड. इट इज एक्टिंग परपेंडिकुलर टू द लेंथ ऑफ द मेंबर्स. ओके, ये जो लोड लग रहा है ये परपेंडिकुलर लग रहा है, इसके ऐसे नॉर्मल डायरेक्शन में, इस डायरेक्शन में लग रहा है, longitudinal डायरेक्शन में नहीं लग रहा है. So this is actually transverse load. Okay, but due to this truss, this load is distributed as axial load. इस truss की वजह से जो लोड है वो axial load की तरह डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो जाता है. So it reduces the stress. Second thing, if the member is bent, then there will be huge deflection also. अगर member bend हुआ तो स्ट्रेस के साथ साथ डिफ्लेक्शन भी बहुत ज्यादा होगा. सो इन ऑर्डर टू अवॉइड दिस ह्यूज डिफ्लेक्शन, अगेन वी यूज द स्ट्रक्चर. तो अगर स्ट्रक्चर यूज कर रहे हो तो डिफ्लेक्शन भी बहुत कम होगा. सो दीज आर द टू रीजंस व्हाई वी यूज ट्रसेस. फर्स्ट, वी हैव टू कन्वर्ट द ट्रांसवर्स लोड इनटू एक्सियल लोड. आप ट्रांसवर्स लोड को क्या बना दे रहे हो? एक्सियल लोड बना दे रहे हो. ट्रांसवर्स लोड में क्या दिक्कत होती? If we use transverse load, there will be bending stresses will be very high, my support will fail. But if I convert them into axial load, stresses will be less, my support will not fail. Second point, apart from stresses, deflection will also be very huge in bending, but due to axial load, deflection will also be very less. So these are the two major reasons why we use trusses. Okay. Now beta, the basic shape of truss is actually a ट्रायंगल. अगर आप एक बेसिक शेप देखें ट्रस का, तो ट्रस जो है वो एक ट्रायंगल होता है. द बेसिक ट्रस विल बी अ ट्रायंगल. सबसे छोटा ट्रस अगर मैं बोलूं, द स्मॉलेस्ट ट्रस विल बी अ सिंपल ट्रायंगल. ओके, why do we use this? Why this is the basic shape of truss? Understand, this is the basic shape of truss because this is rigid. Now what do we mean by rigid? Rigid means it is non-collapsible. It will not collapse. If I apply a load like this, it is not going to collapse. ये collapse नहीं होगा. It will remain like this. Okay. All these members are connected in such a way that they are not going to collapse. Means there will be no relative motion between the members. Collapse मतलब relatively move नहीं करेंगे. Okay. See, understand. If there are only two members, अगर सिर्फ दो member होते, if there are only two members, they are connected by a pin joint, and if I apply a force like this, what is going to happen to this member? This member will simply collapse, right? This member will simply rotate because this is a pin joint. So the member will simply rotate and the member will collapse, right? But if I put another member like this, so now it has become rigid. So now it is not going to move. Now the members will not move relative to each other. Okay. So do you understand what is happening? In this basic structure, there will be no relative motion between the members. But this is a collapsible structure. ये जो है एक collapsible structure है. इसको हम structure नहीं बोलेंगे. This is now a mechanism. Okay. You might see this in theory. You will see this in theory of machine. ये क्या है? ये एक mechanism है. If I apply a load like this, then this is going to move. All the members are going to move relative to each other. So this is collapsible. ठीक है? ये क्या हो जाएगा? Collapse हो जाएगा. So do you understand this point that the truss, the basic truss is actually a triangle. जो सबसे smallest truss होगा, the smallest truss will be a triangle. This will not be a truss. This will become a mechanism. Okay. If you want to make this a rigid member, if you want to make this a rigid truss, then what you are going to do? You are going to put another diagonal member. ठीक है? Now it will become a structure. अब ये structure बन जाएगा, rigid बन जाएगा, non-collapsible बन जाएगा. So do you understand that point? So if you see the truss, you will find that it is made of several triangles connected together, right? यहाँ पे भी if I put a diagonal member, it is nothing but made of two different triangles, right? तो बेटा जितने भी ट्रस होते हैं, for example, these are different bridge trusses. ठीक है? ब्रिज में जो trusses यूज होते हैं, so these are different types of bridge trusses. You don't have to remember them. Pratt, Howe, Warren, K. You don't have to remember their name. Okay? उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है. I am just giving you an example. So these are all the different types of bridge trusses. Okay? Bridge trusses के ये different types हैं. So you can see that all these trusses, the basic shape is what? Triangle. They are all made of connecting different triangles, right? ये एक triangle, ये दूसरा triangle, third triangle, fourth triangle, fifth triangle. All these are nothing but triangles. Triangle, triangle, triangle. All these are nothing but triangles. Okay, why? Because triangle is the basic shape of truss. It is a rigid shape. That's why we use them in truss. So the trusses are made of connecting different triangles. Okay. Now this is also another example beta. This is the example of roof truss. ये क्या है? Roof truss है. Okay. Roof में structure क्या roof बनाने के लिए they are used. Okay. So you can see that these roof trusses are also made of connecting different triangles. Okay. Now these are the real life pictures. Okay. ये real life picture है बेटा. This is a bridge truss. ये क्या है? Bridge truss है. Okay. These are all. This is a bridge truss. Then what is this? This is roof truss. Okay. It is a heavy structure काइंड ऑफ एयरपोर्ट और स्टेडियम, एयरपोर्ट या स्टेडियम का स्ट्रक्चर लग रहा है. दिस इज अगेन अ रूफ ट्रस. ओके, दिस इज अगेन अ रूफ ट्रस. ओके, so these are the real life pictures in order for you to understand where exactly do we see trusses. तो आप रोजमर्रा के स्ट्रक्चर्स में ट्रसेस देख सकते हैं. ओके, नाउ there are two types of trusses from analysis point of view. Analysis के point of view से, from engineering mechanics analysis point of view, I can divide the truss in two parts: plain truss, space truss. Plain truss means that all the members of the truss are in one single plane. You can see this. All the members are lying in one single plane. This is one truss, this is another truss. Okay, ये एक truss है, ये एक truss है. These two plain trusses are connected together and they are supporting the road. Okay, ये road को support कर रहे हैं. Okay, one plain truss, another plain truss. So all the members of plain truss are lying in one single plane, means all the forces of members are also lying in one single plane. जितने भी forces हैं वो भी सारे एक ही सिंगल प्लेन में लगे होंगे, राइट. इन केस ऑफ स्पेस ट्रस द मेंबर्स आर नॉट लाइंग इन वन सिंगल प्लेन, द मेंबर्स आर कनेक्टेड इन डिफरेंट प्लेन्स. एग्जाम्पल के लिए, वेयर डू यू सी द स्पेस ट्रस इन रेगुलर, इन डे टू डे लाइफ? वेयर डू यू सी द स्पेस ट्रस? द टावर्स विच आर सपोर्टिंग हेवी केबल्स, जो हेवी केबल्स होते हैं, इलेक्ट्रिक केबल्स को सपोर्ट करने के जो टावर्स होते हैं, दे आर द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ स्पेस ट्रस. मोबाइल टावर्स, दे आर आल्सो एग्जांपल्स ऑफ स्पेस ट्रस. ओके, सो दिस इज स्पेस ट्रस, मींस the members are not lying in one single plane, means the forces are also not in one single plane. So it means that in this case we are going to get a two-dimensional force system. इस केस में हमको एक टू डायमेंशनल फोर्स सिस्टम मिलेगा, एंड इन दिस केस वी आर गोइंग टू गेट अ थ्री डायमेंशनल फोर्स सिस्टम. नाउ आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू दैट थ्रू आउट engineering mechanics we are only going to deal with two-dimensional force systems. So we are not going to analyze space trusses. In our syllabus we will only deal with plane trusses. हम अपने syllabus में सिर्फ plane trusses से deal करेंगे, हम space trusses से deal नहीं करेंगे. Okay, so whenever we will be solving a problem of truss, all the members will be one single plane, all the forces will also be in one single plane. ठीक है, चलो. So this is clear to everyone. We are only going to deal with this. Okay, now when we say analysis of plane truss, what exactly do I mean? अगर मैं आपसे बोलता हूं you need to analyze plane truss, what exactly I am expecting from you? Understand. Let's say you want to design this truss. मान लो आपको ये ट्रस डिजाइन करना है. Okay, let's say you want to design this truss. Now what do I mean by design? If I say you need to design the truss, it means that you need to find the required dimension of the members. Okay, length of the members are already fixed. Why the length of members are already fixed? Because you know that the bridge will be this much long, right? Bridge की length आपको पता है already. You know that the bridge will be let's say 100 meter long. Okay, so you know how long is going to be the truss, and if you count the number of members, you know the length of each member. ठीक है, so let's say roughly we know the length of each member. Okay, but what will be the dimension, cross section of the member, that we don't know. Let's say you decide that I will make a truss of circular cross section. Okay, मान लो मैंने decide कर लिया. Let's say I have decided that I will make a truss of circular cross sections. Okay, so now I need to decide what will be the diameter of that cross section, right? That diameter is unknown. That diameter is still unknown. So how you are going to calculate the diameter? In order to calculate the diameter, you need allowable stress and you need load. Understand? Sigma allowable will be equals to force upon pi by 4 d square, right? इसको मैं अलग ले जाके बनाता हूं. लेट्स से I need to design the truss. Let's say I have the member. I need to find the diameter. मेरे को क्या निकालना है? इसका diameter निकालना है. So in order to calculate the diameter, what equation am I going to use? Sigma allowable will be equals to force upon pi by 4 d square. Now this sigma allowable will depend upon material, right? ये material के ऊपर depend करेगा. The SYT of material, the SUT of material. So this sigma allowable will depend upon the material. This D is the unknown. ये D जो है ये unknown है. So what is this F? अब ये F क्या है? This F is the axial load acting on the member. ये F क्या है? ये F है axial load acting on member, right? So if I want to find the diameter D, अगर मुझे D निकालना है, then I have to calculate the value of F. Sigma allowable is the property of material. So if I have decided that the truss will be made of mild steel, let's say, for example, let's say the truss is made of mild steel. So I know the sigma allowable of the mild steel, okay? But in order to calculate the diameter, I need one more quantity, which is what? F. This is the axial force acting on the truss. ये truss पे लगने वाला axial load है. So in order to find the value of diameter D, I need the value of F. Okay. So beta, what do you need? What do you mean by analysis of plane truss? When I say analysis of plane truss, that means you need to find out the axial load in each member. आपको क्या निकालना है? What is your objective? Your objective is to find out the axial load developed in each member. When I apply this external load, जब मैं ये external load apply करूंगा, when I apply this external load, there will be axial force in each member. हर member पे कुछ axial force develop होगा. There will be axial forces developed in each member. So now I need to find out the axial force in each member. Do you understand this fact? If I don't know the axial force, I will not be able to find out the dimension required of the member. तो बेटा पहले हम axial force निकालेंगे, then in strength of material we will find out the diameter. ठीक है, पहले यहाँ पे आप axial force निकालना सीख लो, फिर strength of material में आप इक्वेशन को यूज करके diameter भी निकाल लोगे. Is this clear to everyone? Is this clear to everyone? Yes. Now understand. In order to find out the axial load in each member, there are certain points that you need to understand. These points are, you can say, the assumptions of plane truss. Okay? आपको अगर प्लेन ट्रस के फोर्सेस निकालने हैं तो कुछ पॉइंट्स हैं जिनको ध्यान में रख के एनालिसिस करना है. यू कैन से दैट दे आर द assumptions. Okay? So what are the assumptions? What are the points related to analysis of plane truss? Let's understand one by one. These are really important to understand. ठीक है, एनालिसिस करने से पहले ये सब समझना बहुत जरूरी है. Okay? So understand the first point, which is the most important point about truss. Okay? All the members are connected only at the ends. Can you see this truss? क्या आप ये ट्रस को देख सकते हैं? अच्छा, बार बार पीछे जा रहा हूं मैं, आगे भी जा सकता हूं. कैन यू सी दैट ऑल द मेंबर्स ऑफ दिस ट्रस आर कनेक्टेड ओनली एट द एंड्स? AB, BE and AE, all these three members, they are connected only at the ends. There is no member which is connected in between this. मतलब ऐसा कोई connection नहीं है. There is no connection like this. The connection is only at the ends. Okay? So this is the one point that you need to remember. आपको ये पहला point याद रखना है that in case of truss, all members are connected only at the ends. Second point, all the joints are frictionless pin joints. जो भी joint होते हैं truss के, they are frictionless pin joint. Now, in reality, practically also, this is true. If you are thinking, अच्छा ये तो बस एक assumption होगा, practically कहाँ pin joint बनाएंगे? No. Practically also, in a lot of structures, there are pin joints. If you want, you can see this. आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हो. Practically also, these are the members of a structure. These are the members of a truss. And you can see that they are connected by means of pin joint. Practically भी आप देख सकते हैं, they are connected by means of pin joint. Okay, so all the members are connected. This is the assumption. Okay, practically even if they are not connected by means of pin joint, we are going to assume that they are connected by means of pin joint. Okay, third point, loads are only applied at the joints. This is another very important point about truss. Truss के केस में all the loads are only applied at the joints. You can see this. You can see this. There are two loads acting on the truss here. This is one load. This is one load. And you can see that all the loads are acting only at the joints. They are not acting on the member. Matlab they are not acting like this. They are not acting like this. They are not acting like this. No. All the loads will be only acting at the joints. They will not act on the member. Now this is really important for the analysis. Why it is really important for the analysis, that I will tell you later. Okay. Now if you are thinking, practically also is it possible, practically is it true that all the forces are only acting on the joints? Yes, practically it is true. Understand? Beta dekho, the loads are not directly transferred to the truss. First the load acts on these members. Do you see? Do you see here? These are the cross members. Okay. So first the load acts on these members. Let's say we are using a roof truss. Okay, why roof truss is used? In order to sustain the load of the roof, right? Roof truss किस लिए use कर रहे हैं? ऊपर की छत का जो load है उसको sustain करने के लिए. Okay, so the load of this roof is not directly transferred to the truss. First that load is transferred to these beams. Okay, पहले जो load है वो इन beams पे transfer हो रहा है. Then these beams are transferring the load to the truss. Now where exactly are we connecting the beams to the truss? Can you see? Can you see that the beams are connected to the truss only at the ends? जो ends हैं, जो joints हैं, जो beams हैं, वो सिर्फ उन joints पे ही trusses से connected हैं. In this picture also you can see this. In this picture also you can see this, that the beams are connected to this. The beams are connected to this truss only at the joints. ये जो beams हैं, जो इस load को transfer कर रहे हैं, वो इस truss से सिर्फ joints पे connected हैं. So in this way, all the forces are transferred to the members only at the joints. You can see these members which are first supporting the load, they are connected to the truss only at the joints. Then the load is transferred to the truss. Okay, so all the loads are only acting at the joint. Is this point clear? क्या ये point clear है? Is this point clear? Very good. Now understand this. The next point is connected to this point. अब ये next point बहुत important point है. This is the most important point of analysis of plane truss. All the members are subjected to only axial loads. जितने members हैं, they are subjected to only axial loads, or in other words, you can say that all the members are two force members. Now remember this statement, remember this word, remember this, two force members. Okay, there was a question in exam. Okay, there was a question in exam on two force members, and do you know half of the students didn't even know what is two force member. अरे मैंने बहुत बार बताया है टू फोर्स मेंबर क्या होता है. व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय टू फोर्स मेंबर? अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, टू फोर्स मेंबर मींस अ मेंबर विच इज ओनली सब्जेक्टेड टू टू फोर्सेस. ठीक है, टू फोर्स मेंबर का मतलब क्या है? ऐसा मेंबर जिसमें सिर्फ दो फोर्सेस लग रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज अ टू फोर्स मेंबर. ओके, सो यू कैन सी दैट देयर इज वन एक्सियल लोड हियर एट दिस एंड and there is one axial load here at this end. Okay, now you might be thinking why there are only two forces on the member. So understand, in case of truss के केस में all the members are connected only at the ends and the load is transferred only at the ends. ये दो पॉइंट्स जो है, इन दोनों पॉइंट्स की वजह से ये चीज होता है. ओके, दीज टू पॉइंट्स, दिस पॉइंट एंड दिस पॉइंट आर द रीजन ऑफ दिस पॉइंट. ये जो फर्स्ट पॉइंट और थर्ड पॉइंट है ना, दिस फर्स्ट पॉइंट एंड थर्ड पॉइंट, दे आर द रीजन of this fourth point. All the members are only subjected to axial load, means all the members are two force members because all the members are connected only at the ends and there are loads only acting at the joints. Load जो है वो सिर्फ joint पे लग रहा है. ठीक है, now understand what is going to happen if I apply a load here. Understand, मान लो मैं एक फोर्स जो है वो EF पे यहां लगाता हूं. Then if I remove this member EF and if I draw the free body diagram, what am I going to get? This is the force. Let's say I am applying a force here. Okay, now in order to support this load, I will get forces like this. Okay, यहां पर इस तरीके से फोर्सेस डेवलप हो जाएंगे. E पॉइंट पे और F पॉइंट पे इस तरीके से फोर्सेस डेवलप हो जाएंगे. सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम एक्सियल लोड, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस एक्सियल लोड, देयर विल बी ट्रांसवर्स लोड आल्सो. राइट, मेंबर्स में क्या लगने लगेगा? व्हाट विल बी एक्टिंग ऑन द मेंबर्स? अपार्ट फ्रॉम एक्सियल लोड देयर विल बी ट्रांसवर्स लोड्स, मींस देयर विल बी बेंडिंग इन द मेंबर्स. ठीक है, एक्सियल लोड के साथ साथ क्या लगने लगेगा बेटा? ट्रांसवर्स लोड एक्ट करना चालू हो जाएगा. अपार्ट फ्रॉम एक्सियल लोड देयर विल बी ट्रांसवर्स लोड इफ द लोड इज एक्टिंग इन बिटवीन और इफ द मेंबर्स आर कनेक्टेड इन बिटवीन. अगर बीच में मेंबर कनेक्ट है या बीच में फोर्स लग रहा है, देन इन दैट केस अपार्ट फ्रॉम एक्सियल लोड देयर विल आल्सो बी ट्रांसवर्स लोड इन द मेंबर्स. Is this clear to you? क्या ये point clear है? Is this clear to you? Yes, it is clear to you. Yes, it is clear to you. So बेटा, in case of truss, all the members are connected only at the joints. Hence, and all the loads are acting only at the joints. Hence, in every member there will be only axial load, or you will say that the members are two force members. Okay. Now understand. Let's say that there is axial load in the member. Now that axial load can be tensile, that axial load can also be compressive. Axial load tensile भी हो सकता है, axial load compressive भी हो सकता है. If the axial load is tensile, then I will say that it is a tension member. If the axial load is compressive, then I will say that it is a compression member. Now there is also a possibility that there is no force in a member. हो सकता है ट्रस के किसी मेंबर में कोई फोर्स डेवलप ना हो. Those members are known as zero force members. Now understand, you might be thinking, sir, if there is no force in the member, why do we need that member? अगर वो मेंबर कोई फोर्स उठा ही नहीं रहा है, सस्टेन ही नहीं कर रहा है, तो उस मेंबर को रख के खर्चा क्यों बढ़ा रहे हैं? So understand, zero force members are also very important part of truss, and they are also very important part of our syllabus. We will have to identify zero force members. Okay, now why do we need zero force member and how to identify zero force member, that I will tell you later. वो मैं बाद में बताऊंगा. There is a special class, there is a special session on zero force member, because that is also very important topic. How to identify zero force member, it's very important topic. Okay, in fact the question that came in GATE 2020 I think was based on जीरो फोर्स मेंबर्स. ओके, हर साल जो एक क्वेश्चन आता है ट्रस्ट में से, उसमें से 50% टाइम क्वेश्चंस आर बेस्ड ऑन जीरो फोर्स मेंबर्स ओनली. ओके, सो दैट विल बी अ सेपरेट सेशन, हाउ टू आइडेंटिफाई जीरो फोर्स मेंबर्स. सो अंडरस्टैंड दैट there will be tension members, there will be compression members, there will also be zero force member. Now the question is, when you are analyzing the truss, you will have to calculate the magnitude of axial force. You will also have to calculate find the nature of the force, whether it is tensile force or compressive force, that you will have to identify. So my question to you is, why it is important whether the member is tension member or compression member? If I only tell you the force, can't you calculate the dimension? If I only tell you the magnitude, see, in this equation you only need the magnitude of force, because for maximum members the strength in tension and compression, let's say mild steel के लिए तो strength in tension and compression is same, right? Mild steel के लिए strength in tension and compression, sigma allowable in tension and compression is same. Then beta, if I only tell you the magnitude of F, you can calculate the diameter. So why do you need the nature of the force, whether it is tensile or compressive? Why do you need the nature? आपको nature की क्या जरूरत है? Why do you need? Can anyone tell me? क्या कोई बता सकता है कि हमें नेचर निकालने की जरूरत क्या है, whether it is a tensile member or compressive member, उससे अपने को क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Because the equation will remain same, sigma allowable equals to force upon area. तो मेरे को force का magnitude मिल जाए, area तो मैं निकाल लूंगा. Sigma allowable in tension and compression is same for maximum material. Why do we need to find out the nature of the force, whether it is tensile or compressive? That is also very important. Can anyone tell me? लाइव चैट में कमेंट करके बताओ, why do we need the nature? Thank you so much, Andre. Understand, beta, there is a huge difference between a tension member and a compression member. In a compression member, apart from axial stress, there is also a chance of buckling. Have you heard of this term buckling? Buckling happens in case of columns, in case of members which are subjected to compression. Buckling का मतलब क्या होता है अगर जानना है, if you want to understand about buckling, then you apply a compressive load on a ruler. Do you have a steel ruler at your home? If you have a steel ruler at your home, apply a compressive load on that steel ruler. That member will bend like this, right? That member will bend like this. This is known as buckling. In tension member there will be no buckling, but in compression member there will be buckling. So it is important to know whether the member is tension member or compression member, because if it is a compression member, then we will also have to design that member according to buckling. This will be one equation, and apart from this equation there will be another equation that we will have to use on that. That equation is known as Euler's equation. You will study about that in strength of materials in chapter of column. आप strength of material में column में पढ़ेंगे, ठीक है? आपको strength of material में column के chapter में फिर से truss पढ़ना पड़ेगा. वहां हम लोग निकालेंगे, पहले हम ढूंढेंगे कि compression member कौन सा है, because the compression member has to be designed according to this equation plus according to buckling, according to Euler's equation. Do you understand? Why do we need to find out the nature of the force, whether it is tensile or compressive? आपको magnitude तो निकालना ही है, साथ में nature भी निकालना पड़ेगा. Do you understand? Excellent. Everyone understand. Okay. तो zero force member is also important. Tension member, compression member तो important है ही. Compression member are designed फॉर बकलिंग ऑल्सो। टेंशन मेंबर में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बट कंप्रेशन मेंबर अगर है, इफ देयर इज अ कंप्रेशन मेंबर, देन यू हैव टू डिजाइन इट अकॉर्डिंग टू बकलिंग। ओके, दैट इज व्हाई इन मोस्ट ऑफ द ट्रसेस वी अवॉइड कंप्रेशन मेंबर्स। ठीक है, एक अच्छा ट्रस का डिजाइन जब होता है तो हम अवॉइड करते हैं कंप्रेशन मेंबर्स। वी पर्पसली इंटेंशनली अवॉइड कंप्रेशन मेंबर्स बिकॉज इफ देयर इज अ कंप्रेशन मेंबर यू विल हैव टू डिजाइन इट अकॉर्डिंग टू बकलिंग ऑल्सो। ठीक है, तो फालतू में बकलिंग का खर्चा फालतू में बकलिंग की वजह से डिजाइन का खर्चा बढ़ता है। सो दैट्स व्हाई वी नीड टू अवॉइड कंप्रेशन मेंबर्स। ओके, टेंशन मेंबर्स तो होते ही हैं, कंप्रेशन मेंबर्स को अवॉइड किया जाता है। तो देयर आर वेज ऑफ अवॉइडिंग कंप्रेशन मेंबर्स, यू डोंट हैव टू गेट इनटू दैट। आपको उतना करने की जरूरत नहीं कि कंप्रेशन मेंबर को कैसे अवॉइड करते हैं, दैट यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट। ठीक है, चलो ना बेटा अंडरस्टैंड। एक और पॉइंट है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, वेट ऑफ द मेंबर्स इज अज्यूम्ड टू बी नेग्लिजिबल। सो अंडरस्टैंड बेटा, देयर विल बी वेट ऑफ मेंबर ऑल्सो एंड we can assume that it is passing through the center of the members because the members are usually uniform, so the weight will be acting on the center. Okay, but we neglect the weight. Why? Because compared to these loads the weight will be negligible. If this load is 1 kilonewton, 2 kilonewton, the weight will be 10 newton, 20 newton, 50 newton. So compared to 1 kilonewton, what is 10 newton? So even if you neglect this load, it is not going to change the design. आपको डिजाइन में कुछ बहुत चेंज नहीं करना पड़ जाएगा अगर आप इस वेट को नेग्लेक्ट कर देते हैं। ठीक है, सो बेटा वेट ऑफ द मेंबर्स आर नेग्लेक्टेड व्हेन वी आर फाइंडिंग द फोर्सेस इन मेंबर। ओके, डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस फैक्ट? वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। चलो अब एक और चीज बताता हूं। whenever you will see a truss like this, you will always find out that one end is supported by a hinge support, but there is a roller support at the other end. Okay, this is also a very interesting point. Okay, one end of the truss is always usually hinge support and other end is supported by a roller. Now why there is a roller support here and there is a hinge support here? Understand, we need a hinge support because we need to constrain the horizontal and vertical translation of the support of the structure. आपको horizontal और vertical direction में इसको move होने से रोकना है, तो hinge support तो जरूरी है। But why do we need this roller support? Why we are using a roller support? Can't we use two hinge supports? क्या मैं दो hinge support नहीं लगा सकता? So understand, we don't use two hinge supports because let's say there is change in climate. मान लो क्लाइमेट में चेंज हुआ। ओके, लेट्स से देयर इज चेंज इन सीजन। ठीक है, लेट्स से विंटर से समर आ गया। अब ये मत बोलना कि विंटर से समर आ गया। मान लो लेट्स से द टेम्परेचर इज इंक्रीज्ड। सो इफ द टेम्परेचर इज इंक्रीज्ड देन द लेंथ ऑफ दीज मेंबर्स इज गोइंग टू इंक्रीज, राइट? देयर विल बी एक्सपांशन, थर्मल एक्सपांशन। इफ यू यूज two hinge supports, then the structure will be completely constrained in x direction. It will not be able to expand, and if it is not able to expand, there will be resisting forces, excessive resisting forces, extra resisting forces developed in the members. अगर मैं एक मेंबर को दोनों एंड पे रिस्ट्रिक्ट करके उसका टेम्परेचर चेंज करूं तो उसमें थर्मल स्ट्रेस डेवलप होगा, देयर विल बी थर्मल स्ट्रेस, देयर विल बी रेजिस्टिंग फोर्स। बट इफ वन एंड इज फिक्स्ड बट द अदर एंड इज फ्री and then I increase temperature, it will freely expand, there will be no resisting force. So if other end is roller supported, then when the change in temperature occurs, it will expand freely, there will be no resisting forces, there will be no extra stress. So do you understand? क्या आपको ये चीज क्लियर हो रही है? Yes, very good, very good, very good. Now you might be thinking, sir, is this practically possible? Can we use a roller support in huge structures? इतने बड़े बड़े स्ट्रक्चर में ये गोला लगा के सपोर्ट देते हैं क्या? रोलर सपोर्ट होता है क्या? सो अंडरस्टैंड बेटा, आई हैव this picture specially for understanding the roller support in actual structures. तो actual structure में आप देख सकते हो roller support. roller support को ऐसा बनाते हैं ना हम लोग, क्यों बनाते हैं वो आज आपको समझ में आया होगा इस पिक्चर को देख के। कैन यू सी द रोलर सपोर्ट हियर, कैन यू सी दिस रोलर सपोर्ट हियर? तो बेटा एक्चुअल स्ट्रक्चर में भी देयर आर रोलर सपोर्ट्स। सी दिस इज रोलर रोलर रोलर, राइट? तो एक्चुअल स्ट्रक्चर में भी रोलर सपोर्ट्स होते हैं। यस, वेरी गुड वेरी गुड वेरी गुड, एक्सेलेंट एक्सेलेंट एक्सेलेंट। चलो बहुत बढ़िया, सबको अच्छी तरह समझ में आ गया। सो डू यू अंडरस्टैंड ऑल दीज पॉइंट्स क्लियरली? आपको ये सारे पॉइंट्स क्लियरली समझ में आ रहे हैं? बिकॉज दे आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन एनालाइजिंग द ट्रस। ओके, जब हम लोग एनालिसिस ऑफ प्लेन ट्रस चालू करेंगे, देन बेटा दीज पॉइंट्स यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड। ओके, दैट ऑल द मेंबर्स आर कनेक्टेड ओनली एट द एंड्स, then the loads are only acting at the joints, all the members are two force members, means there will be only axial force. That axial force can be tensile, that axial force can be compressive, and in some cases axial force can also be zero. So we will have to calculate the force, magnitude of force, direction of force, nature of force, whether it is tensile or compressive, and we will also have to identify the zero force member. Okay, so this will be a complete analysis of plane truss. Identify zero force member, find the magnitude and nature of force in each member. ठीक है, zero force members को identify भी करना है और बाकी जो बचे हुए members हैं उनमें फोर्स का मैग्नीट्यूड भी निकालना है और नेचर भी निकालना है, whether it is tensile force or compressive force, that also we need to find out. So are we clear about the analysis of plane truss? Yes, chalo, very good very good very good very good. Okay, now beta a very important point, truss versus frames. Truss and frames, these two are the types of structures. Truss is also a structure, frame is also a structure. Okay, now in a lot of books you will see that according to them truss and frame are same. Mostly in Indian authors books I have seen this, that they use this word truss and frame for the same structure. वो सेम एक ही स्ट्रक्चर के लिए ट्रस भी यूज कर देते हैं, फ्रेम भी यूज कर देते हैं, बट देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन ट्रस and frames. Okay, now in our syllabus we have to deal with the analysis of truss as well as the analysis of frames. अपने syllabus में हम दोनों से डील करेंगे, हम ट्रस भी पढ़ेंगे, हम फ्रेम भी पढ़ेंगे। मैं आपको एनालिसिस ऑफ ट्रस भी पढ़ाऊंगा, मैं आपको एनालिसिस ऑफ फ्रेम्स भी पढ़ाऊंगा, बट बिफोर दैट लेट्स फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड द डिफरेंस बिटवीन ट्रस एंड फ्रेम्स. Yes, so that we will understand which question will be related to truss, which question will be related to frame. If I only give you a structure, you will be able to identify whether it is a truss or frame. Okay, so this is a frame, this is a frame. Now in order to identify frames there are 2 points. Okay, दो point है जिसके बेसिस पे आप आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो कि ये फ्रेम है कि ट्रस है. Okay, what are these 2 points? Understand. The first point is, in case of truss, all the members are connected only at the ends, right? Truss के केस में सारे members जो हैं वो सिर्फ एंड में कनेक्टेड होते हैं, but in case of frames it is not true. Some of the members are connected in between the ends also. यहां पे कितने members हैं? Understand. Here this is A, B, C, D, E. ठीक है, तो कितने मेंबर्स हैं? मेंबर्स कौन कौन से हैं मैं आपको लिख के बता देता हूं. सो देयर इज मेंबर ए बी, देन ए सी एंड देन डी ई. सो वी हैव 3 मेंबर्स ए बी, ए सी एंड डी ई. कैन यू सी दैट द डी ई मेंबर is connected to AB and AC in between the ends. ये जो DE member है ये AB और AC से सिर्फ ends पे connected नहीं है. AB and AC are connected only at the end. AB and AC are connected at the ends just like truss. But DE member is connected to AB and AC in between the end. So this is one point that is different in truss and frames, that differentiates the frames फ्रॉम ट्रसेस। ये पॉइंट है जो फ्रेम को ट्रस से अलग करता है, ठीक है। पहला पॉइंट, द फर्स्ट पॉइंट, दैट द मेंबर्स ऑफ फ्रेम्स are not only connected at the ends but they are also connected in between the end. Second point, in case of frames, the force not only acts at the ends but it also acts on the member. For example, यहां पे आप देख सकते हैं, is this force acting on the joint? Is there a joint here? क्या यहां पे कोई joint दिख रहा है? No, there is no joint here. So the force is acting on the member. Okay, force जो है वो डायरेक्टली किस पे एक्ट कर रहा है? मेंबर पे एक्ट कर रहा है. So बेटा, in frames, in case of trusses, the force only acts on the joints, but in case of frames, the force also acts on the member. Is this point clear? Is this point clear? Is this point clear? क्या ये point clear है कि इस केस में जो मेंबर है, इट इज सब्जेक्टेड टू फोर्स नॉट ओनली ऑन द जॉइंट्स बट डायरेक्टली ऑन द मेंबर, ठीक है। अरे मेरे भाई सानियल, ये तीन मेंबर, आपको मैं तीन मेंबर देता हूं और उसको ऐसे जोड़ने के लिए बोलता हूं, तो आप इसको अलग मान लोगे क्या? कैन यू से दैट दिस इज अ डिफरेंट मेंबर, दिस इज अ डिफरेंट मेंबर? अरे रियलिटी देखो मेरे भाई, दिस इज वन मेंबर, दिस इज वन सिंगल पीस, दिस इज वन सिंगल पीस, ओके। तो आपके जो मन में आएगा आप वैसा नहीं कर सकते, ठीक है। कि मेरे को आसान लग रहा है, एडी और बीडी को मैं अलग अलग अगर ले लूं तो मेरे को थोड़ा आसान पड़ेगा, फिर मैं इसको ट्रस बोल के सॉल्व कर दूंगा। तो ये बोलने के लिए तो आप इसको बीम बोल दो और बना दो सवाल, तो बोलने की बात नहीं है ना, रियलिटी तो अपने को पता है ना। कांट यू सी दैट दिस इज वन सिंगल मेंबर? ये एक सिंगल मेंबर नहीं दिख रहा है, ये एक सिंगल मेंबर नहीं दिख रहा है, तो ये एडी को और डीवी को अलग अलग मेंबर आप कैसे बोल दोगे यार? दे आर नॉट डिफरेंट मेंबर्स, दे आर अ सिंगल पीस, ओके। चलो, सो बेटा, इज दिस पॉइंट क्लियर दैट द फोर्स not only acts on the joints, it also acts on the members. Now, due to these 2 points, there will be a huge difference, and that will be the third point. इन 2 points की वजह से, first point, the members are connected only at the ends in truss, but in frames, the members are connected also in between the ends. Second point, in truss, the load acts only on the joint, but in frame, the loads also act on the member. So due to these 2 points, there will be a huge difference in the forces acting in the member. That will be your third point. वो आपका थर्ड पॉइंट बन जाएगा, ठीक है, वो आपका थर्ड पॉइंट बन जाएगा। तो थर्ड पॉइंट क्या होगा? In the third point, what are the forces acting in the members of truss? Only axial force. But in the members of frames, there will be also transverse forces. Understand, if I draw the free body diagram of this member DE, अगर मैं इस DE member का free body diagram बनाता हूं, let's draw the free body diagram of the member DE, okay? Right. So let's say this is the member DE, this is point D, this is E, okay. So this is force P, okay. Now there will be 2 forces at this joint, there will be 2 forces at this joint, okay. मेरे को पता नहीं है फोर्स का डायरेक्शन क्या है, आई एम जस्ट अज्यूमिंग द डायरेक्शन, ओके। Don't ask me, sir, how do you know that this force will be like this, this force will be like this, this force will be like this, this force will be like that. That is just an assumption, I don't really know, okay. So beta, these will be the forces, let me call it dx, dy, ex, ey. So do you see that not only axial force, there is also transverse force on this member. ये जो forces हैं, this force and this force, dx and ex, they are axial force. dx and ex are axial force, but dy, ey and this p, they are transverse forces, right? dy, ey और ये p, ये तीनों क्या हैं? Transverse forces. So in case of members of truss, there are only axial forces. Members of truss में सिर्फ क्या डेवलप होता है? एक्सियल फोर्स डेवलप होता है. बट इन केस ऑफ मेंबर्स ऑफ फ्रेम्स, नॉट ओनली देयर विल बी एक्सियल फोर्स बट देयर विल आल्सो बी ट्रांसवर्स फोर्स. ओके, अब अगर आपको ये चीज समझने में दिक्कत हो रही है, हाउ आई हैव ड्रॉन द फ्री बॉडी डायग्राम ऑफ दिस मेंबर, how these forces are calculated, beta we will see the calculation later. I will tell you the analysis of truss as well as analysis of frames. We are going to solve all these problems, don't worry. Right now we are just understanding the difference. Okay, so don't worry about this free body diagram. ये free body diagram देख के रातों में अगर किसी को बुरे सपने आ रहे हैं तो बेटा ध्यान रखो, अभी तो कैलकुलेशन वाले पार्ट में गए ही नहीं है, अभी तो बेसिक समझ रहे हैं. वी आर ओनली अंडरस्टैंडिंग द बेसिक्स. ओके, वी आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग द डिफरेंस बिटवीन ट्रस एंड फ्रेम्स बिकॉज देयर विल बी क्वेश्चंस based on all this. Don't think that this is just introduction, there is nothing important here. Beta, there will be question. Okay, let me tell you, there was a question in GATE. They gave the frame, okay, they gave you a frame and they asked you which of these members will be two force member, which of these members will not be two force member. So beta, you have to identify which of the members will be two force member and which of the members will not be two force member. ठीक है, तो ये चीज ध्यान रखना. फ्रेम्स में some of the members are two force also, just like truss. फ्रेम्स में some members are two force members and some members are not two force members like this. Okay, तो फ्रेम्स के केस में you will get both types of members. In case of truss, all members are two force members, but in case of frames, some members are true force members, some members are not two force members. Okay, you have to identify. So beta, if you don't know what is two force member, if you don't know what is the difference between truss, frames, you will not understand all these things. So it is very important to know all this. Okay, ये सारी बेसिक चीजें समझना बहुत आसान है, बहुत जरूरी है. ये पढ़े बगैर सीधे कुछ बच्चों का, let me tell you what I used to do. Okay, when I was preparing for GATE, initially I am a very impatient person. Okay, I am a very impatient person. मेरे में रत्ती भर का भी पेशेंस नहीं है. Okay, तो बेटा मेरे साथ क्या होता था, what was the problem with me when I started preparing for GATE? I never used to listen to all this. I never used to listen to the basic concepts. When I was reading also a book, I never used to read the first 2-3 pages. I always used to go to the formula directly and go to the problem directly. I know the formula, now I will solve the problem. This was my problem. So what happened is, you can always solve very easy formula based problems. If you only remember the formula, memorize the formula, if you know how to use the formula, you can easily solve all the basic problems, all the formula based problem. But if there is a problem slightly complicated, you will not be able to solve that. Why? Because if you don't know all these little things, you will not be able to understand the approach of solving those types of problems. So your concepts must be really strong. And how you build strong concepts? A lot of people ask me, sir, how I can build strong concepts? How I can build my concepts of mechanics? How I can build my concepts of strength of material? Very simple, beta. Always give attention to each and everything related to that topic. हर एक वर्ड पे, हर एक सेंटेंस पे, हर एक एग्जाम्पल पे आपकी नजर होनी चाहिए. When you are reading a book, okay, let's say you are reading about trusses in a book. Okay, let's say you have a book of engineering mechanics and you are reading about truss. So what exactly we'll do? We directly go to the page where the formula is derived and we start solving the problem. We never read the first 1-2 pages where the introduction of truss is written, where everything about truss is written. We don't read that. I never used to read that, but now I give more attention to those things. अब मैं उन्हीं चीजों पे ज्यादा ध्यान देता हूं, because in that way only I understand the basics of trusses. I understand the basics of every concept. Okay, आपको basic knowledge वहीं से मिलता है. शुरू के 1-2 पन्नों में ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें लिखी होती हैं और वो 1-2 पॉइंट अगर मिस हो जाते हैं ना, if those points are missed, then you will never understand the important things. Okay, just like I told you, when this question came, two force member wala question came, half of the people didn't even know about two force member. Question यही आया था कि इसमें से कौन सा member two force member होगा. तो बेटा आधे लोगों को तो यही नहीं पता था what is two force member, because half of the people were never interested in this class. They only wanted to calculate the forces in truss. उनको इन सब चीजों से मतलब ही नहीं था, उनको क्या था सर सीधे बताओ ना सर ट्रस में कैसे फोर्स कैसे निकालते हैं सर, जस्ट टेल मी व्हाट इज मेथड ऑफ जॉइंट, टेल मी व्हाट इज मेथड ऑफ सेक्शन सर, आई डोंट नीड एनीथिंग एल्स सर. I don't want to know what are the different types of trusses. I don't want to know what is the difference between truss and trim. No, I'm not interested. Sir, I know all these things. I only want to know, sir, how to calculate the forces. इस टाइप की हरकतें. तो मेरे भाई ये सब टाइम पास करने के लिए नहीं है. ये सारी चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट है. इनमें से कहीं से भी कुछ भी क्वेश्चन पूछ देगा. They will ask you question from anywhere. Okay, they will ask you question from any point. So you will have to know all these things. Okay, आपको ये सारी चीजें पता होनी चाहिए. No, beta Karthikeyan, just because I studied in IIT Kharagpur doesn't mean that I will be able to predict the type of question. Nobody can. Even the professors of IIT Kharagpur will not be able to predict, because beta, if IIT Kharagpur is the organizing committee, it doesn't mean that the questions will be only designed by IIT Kharagpur professors. Okay, this is a very wrong thing. Nowadays people are telling this, that this year question will come from this topic, the questions will be more from this topic because the paper is organized by the IIT Kharagpur. No, IIT Kharagpur is the only organizing committee. Okay, they will not be the only institute which will design the question paper. The question paper is designed by another committee which consists of professors from all the top IITs. जो भी टॉप 7 IITs हैं उनके सारे प्रोफेसर्स मिलके क्वेश्चन पेपर डिजाइन करते हैं. अरे बेटा, वेरी सिंपल थिंग, you compare two sets of the paper in the same year, morning paper and afternoon paper. There will be huge difference in both the papers. So if someone can predict from which topic questions will be more, then it has to be true for both the sets. अरे भाई, अगर मैं बोलूं कि आईआईटी खड़गपुर से पेपर बन रहा है तो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से ज्यादा आएगा, तो दोनों सेट में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से ज्यादा आना चाहिए. एक सेट में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से ज्यादा आ रहा है, दूसरे में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से कम आ रहा है. दोनों पेपर आईआईटी खड़गपुर नहीं बनाए थे ना आपके हिसाब से. तो बेटा ये बेवकूफ बनाने वाले लोग हैं. द पीपल हु आर telling you all this, the people who are conducting these classes, that this year I can predict from which topic questions will be more. Beta, they are lying to you. They are making a fool out of you. They just want more views. They just want the students to praise them. They just want their appraisal. Okay, उनको सिर्फ बढ़ाई चाहिए कि अरे सर ने क्या बढ़िया प्रिडिक्शन किया भाई, सर एक साल पहले ही बता दिए हैं कि कौन से टॉपिक से ज्यादा क्वेश्चन आएगा. अरे तू क्या बात कर रहा है यार, आईआईटी खड़गपुर से पेपर आ रहा है, पिछले 4 साल का आईआईटी खड़गपुर का पेपर निकाले हैं सर और एकदम से प्रिडिक्शन कर दिए हैं सर, एकदम बढ़िया, एकदम मैथमेटिशियन हो गए. सब बेवकूफ बना रहे हैं. All those people are lying to you. Earlier it used to happen that whichever is the organizing institute, they used to set the paper. But nowadays, because of more number of papers, we need more number of questions. So instead of putting all this load on one particular IIT, they have decided that let's make a committee which consists of the professors from different IITs, and they will all together make the question papers. Okay, I know this because I inquired about this by filing an RTI. If you want to know this, then you can also file an RTI. RTI means right to information. You can file an RTI that how the question paper is designed. Okay, I filed this RTI in the year, I remember 2016. मैंने 2016 में RTI फाइल किया था because I wanted to know. Okay, मेरे को genuinely चाहिए था जानना. So I filed this RTI and the reply came from the IITs was this, that there is no particular IIT which designs the question paper. Different IIT professors sit together and they design this question paper. Why? Because in the year 2014, do you know how many sets of papers were there from mechanical? 4 set of paper in 2014. Then in 2015-16 there were 3 sets. Then after that they reduced it to 2 sets. So beta, that's why this thing changed. In 2013 or 14 they started giving the paper in different sets, right? So from that year itself they started this, that let's not put the burden of making the question paper on one particular institute. Okay, they will be the organizing committee. They will see and they will supervise the entire process, but they will not be the only one who will prepare the question paper. ठीक है, तो ये सब फालतू का, ये सब मजाक बनाते हैं. ठीक है, ये सब फालतू का ये मजाक बनाते हैं, ये सब फालतू की बातें करते हैं कि आईआईटी खड़गपुर, नाउ यू नो व्हाट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस विल बी देयर फ्रॉम आईआईटी खड़गपुर. आई कैन आल्सो मेक अ वीडियो ऑन दिस. I will get thousands of views. Lots of students will like that session. Lots of students will praise me that sir has predicted the question paper next year. सर ने अगले साल का प्रिडिक्शन दे दिया, सर महान है, सर इज गॉड, गॉड ऑफ डिजाइन. पीपल यूज दिस वर्ड, गॉड ऑफ डिजाइन, गॉड ऑफ थर्मल. अरे व्हाई गॉड? अरे कहां भगवान? कहां से? अरे भाई साहब, जिन्होंने उस सब्जेक्ट की किताबें लिखी है ना, जो किताबें हम पढ़ रहे हैं, they themselves are not even the god. Okay, because beta nobody has 100% knowledge of any subject. Everyone is learning. Even I am learning every day. I learn every day a new concept. Okay, तो ये सब गॉड वॉड, ये सब फालतू की बातें मत किया करो, ये सब फालतू के झांसे में मत आना. If anyone says that I can predict what type of question paper will be there in GATE 2022 because I have analyzed all the 4 question paper organized by IIT Kharagpur. Beta, don't believe them. Don't sit on in those classes. That will be complete waste of time. ठीक है, वो पूरा का पूरा waste of time होगा. ठीक है, यस यस यस. हाँ, थंबनेल ऐसा ही रखते हैं वो कि वे गेट 2022 क्वेश्चन पेपर लीक्ड, इस टाइप का थंबनेल रखेंगे और अंदर में बताएंगे कि आई कैन प्रिडिक्ट द क्वेश्चन पेपर. 8 marks question will be from thermodynamics, 6 marks question will be from manufacturing, this, that, 4-year का paper. और let me tell you beta, if you compare the 4 question paper from IIT Kharagpur, they themselves are not similar. अगर आईआईटी खड़गपुर ने आज तक 4 पेपर लिए, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग दिस एग्जांपल. ओके, कोई ये मत कमेंट कर देना कि सर आईआईटी खड़गपुर ने ना 5 बार कराया है, आप सिर्फ 4 ही बोल रहे हो, आपको कुछ भी नहीं आता है. बेटा मैं सिर्फ एक एग्जांपल दे रहा हूं कि आईआईटी खड़गपुर लेट्स से हैव ऑर्गेनाइज्ड 4 टाइम्स. ओके, सो इफ यू कंपेयर ऑल दोस 4 पेपर्स ना, देयर विल बी अ ह्यूज डिफरेंस इन देम ओनली. तो उसके बेसिस पे आप 5वें का क्या प्रिडिक्शन कर रहे हो यार? अगर वो 4 में ही इतना डिफरेंस है तो 5वां तो डिफरेंट होगा ही ना. तो उसके बेसिस पे क्या आप कर रहे हो प्रिडिक्शन, राइट? चलो चलो, तो बेटा now you understand about the difference in truss and frames, right? So we will have analysis of truss, we will have analysis of frames. अब बेटा analysis of truss के analysis of truss means फाइंडिंग एक्सियल फोर्स इन मेंबर्स. ठीक है, एनालिसिस ऑफ ट्रस बोलने का मतलब फाइंडिंग एक्सियल फोर्स इन मेंबर्स एंड ऑल्सो आइडेंटिफाइंग जीरो फोर्स मेंबर्स. ओके, दैट ऑल्सो कम्स इन एनालिसिस ऑफ प्लेन ट्रस ओनली. तो इसके 2 मेथड्स हैं. देयर आर 2 मेथड्स. ओके, मेथड ऑफ जॉइंट्स and method of sections. Okay, both the methods are important. Okay, दोनों मेथड इंपॉर्टेंट है. ऐसा नहीं है कि एग्जाम में this is important, this is not important. No, both the methods are very very important and some of the questions are solved by this method effectively, some of the questions are solved by this method effectively. Any question can be solved by both the methods, but in some cases this is more effective, in some cases this is more effective. We will learn about both the methods. So in tomorrow's class, कल की क्लास में we are going to learn this. Okay, sorry, कल की क्लास में वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न दिस मेथड ऑफ जॉइंट्स. देन परसों की क्लास में वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न दिस मेथड ऑफ सेक्शन. इजी, राइट? क्लियर है? कल की क्लास में हम लोग मेथड ऑफ जॉइंट पढ़ेंगे, परसों की क्लास में हम लोग मेथड ऑफ सेक्शन पढ़ेंगे. और आप नहीं, परसों की क्लास में मेथड ऑफ सेक्शन नहीं, फिर अपन जीरो फोर्स मेंबर्स आइडेंटिफाई करना भी पढ़ेंगे बीच में. ओके, तो बेटा उसके बाद यू विल बी एक्सपर्ट्स इन ट्रसेस. ट्रस्ट मी, मैं लिख के देने के लिए तैयार हूं. इफ यू आर अटेंडिंग माई क्लासेस सिंसियरली, इफ यू आर सॉल्विंग ऑल द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ क्लास सिंसियरली, आई कैन गारंटी दैट यू विल बी एक्सपर्ट्स इन ट्रसेस, एनालिसिस ऑफ ट्रस. Every question of truss you will be very easily calculating, you will be very easily solving. This is my guarantee, 100% चैलेंज है ये. और इस बात पे तो मैं चैलेंज कर सकता हूं कि अगर कोई सिंसियरली ऑनेस्टली मेरी क्लासेस देख रहा है, सारे प्रॉब्लम्स कर रहा है, तो ट्रस के चैप्टर में तो आप लोग उस्ताद बन जाओगे. 100% प्रॉब्लम्स आप लोग सॉल्व कर लोगे. ठीक है, चलो चलो चलो, वेरी गुड, एक्सेलेंट. तो बेटा कल की क्लास में चालू करते हैं मेथड ऑफ जॉइंट्स। आज जो भी आपने पढ़ा उसको भूल नहीं जाना। डोंट फॉरगेट ऑल दिस, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। ओके, एवरीथिंग दैट यू हैव स्टडीड टुडे इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, so that you can understand all these methods easily, okay, conveniently। ठीक है, चलो अब मैं एक बार और आपको K2K बैच का शेड्यूल बता देता हूं। ओके, दिस इज द बैच वी स्टार्टेड K2K, विच इज फुल फॉर्म ऑफ K2K इज कलम टू कलाम, कलम से लेके कलाम तक का सफर। ओके, कलाम जैसा, कलाम एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम सर के जैसा बनना। अब उसका उनके जैसा बनना तो नामुमकिन है, but at least we can try to become 1% of APJ Abdul Kalam sir. So that's why we have named the batch K2K. So this batch is for GATE 22 aspirants. 100% syllabus will be covered in this batch. You need to just follow all the classes live. आपको सारी classes live करनी है। Right now there are 3 classes going on. Negi sir is teaching thermodynamics at 6 p.m. I am teaching engineering mechanics at 7:30 p.m. and Manish Mishra sir is teaching manufacturing at 9 p.m. every day, Monday to Saturday। ये क्लासेस कहां कब से कब होती हैं? Monday to Saturday, Monday से लेके Saturday तक क्लासेस हो रही है। ओके, एंड इफ यू वांट टू डाउनलोड द पीडीएफ नोट्स, अगर आपको पीडीएफ नोट्स चाहिए मेरी क्लास का तो यहां चले जाओ tinyurl.com/approve10। all my free lectures and the pdf notes of those lectures are here। I have already taken classes of each subject of design, so if you want to watch my old lecture you can find it here, and I am replacing them with new lectures this year। Okay, for example this year you will see the new Excel sheet of mechanics, new lectures of mechanics। Okay, after mechanics I will start strength of material, so I will replace the old lectures of strength of material with the new lectures। Okay, but you can find the old lectures right now। strength of material के old lectures are there, machine design के old lectures are there, so if someone wants to watch old lectures they can watch, but if you can wait then just watch mechanics lecture right now। after that we will start strength of material and machine design also। okay, तो आप अगर wait कर सकते हो तो ये सारे lectures live देखो, because I am going to replace all the examples, I am going to replace all the questions, there will be entirely new lectures। okay, this will be machine design 2.0, strength of material 2.0, engineering mechanics 2.0। ठीक है, चलो, yes, if you want to study with us in a structured course, अगर हमारे साथ एक structured course में पढ़ना है, if you want to study with the top educators of India in a structured course, take Unacademy Plus। why Unacademy Plus? Again I am telling you, if you only need broadcasted content, अगर आपको सिर्फ broadcasted content चाहिए, what do we mean by broadcasted content? That it will be a one-way lecture। okay, you will not be able to interact with me, you will not be able to ask your doubts with me। if you need only broadcasted lecture then you don't have to buy anything, you don't have to pay even a single rupee। एक रुपया भी किसी को देने की जरूरत नहीं है। you will get all the live and recorded lectures on YouTube completely free। पूरे ब्रॉडकास्टेड लेक्चर लाइव और रिकॉर्डेड हैं पूरे फ्री में। This is also a broadcasted lecture only, so beta you will get all these lectures completely free, so why paying for broadcasted lecture? But if you want a classroom like experience, अगर आपको एक classroom वाला feel चाहिए, you want to interact with teacher, you want to interact with other students, you want to ask doubts, you want to get assignments, you want to check your assignments, you want me to check your assignments, you want quizzes, you want tests, then beta you have to take Unacademy Plus subscription, where you are going to get all these things: online test series, daily assignments, question bank, doubt clearing session, personal guidance, notes, everything you are going to get here। now if you are thinking whether or not you will be able to get a good rank by studying online, then let's have a look at the result of GATE 21। this proves that you can achieve any rank फ्रॉम ऑनलाइन क्लासेस। आप मैकेनिकल या एक्सी का रिजल्ट देख के बता सकते हो कि आप ऑनलाइन क्लासेस पढ़ के आराम से अच्छी रैंक लेके आ सकते हो। ऑनलाइन क्लासेस नाउ इज बेटर, फार बेटर देन द क्लासरूम इटसेल्फ। ठीक है, ऑनलाइन क्लासेस क्लासरूम से अच्छी साबित हो रही हैं। द रीजन इज टूल्स लाइक दिस। व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज लाइव पोल। What is live poll? Let's say you have an objective type question। okay, this is a screenshot of one of my classes on Unacademy Plus। ये मेरी Unacademy Plus की एक क्लास का screenshot है। You can see that there is a objective type question। I have created a poll। poll mein there will be a timer, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, depending upon the question, difficulty of question. So let's say I have set a timer for 2 minutes. You have to answer within 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, you will get a scorecard where you will get your rank, okay, and you will also get your timing. आपकी टाइमिंग क्या थी, कितने टाइम में आपने आंसर किया, 10 सेकंड, 20 सेकंड, 30 सेकंड, 40 सेकंड, 50 सेकंड, in how many seconds you have given the answer. So beta, this will create a competitive environment in the class. This will also teach you time management. आपको competitive environment तो मिलेगा ही, time management समझ में आएगा, आपको समझ में आएगा आप क्लास में कहां स्टैंड करते हो, and the class will really become fun because now it will be a competition, it will be a quiz competition. You can see that there were 21 questions in this class, okay, 21 question थे. This buddy gave right answer to all 21 questions, then this guy gave right answer to 20 question, then this one 17 question, 15 question, 14 question. So this is really challenge, and next time you will try to do better than all of them. तो बेटा ये एक चैलेंज क्रिएट करेगा जिसमें पढ़ने में मजा आएगा, ओके. Then the classes are really interactive. A lot of people were thinking how we will be able to solve our doubts, how we will ask our doubts. So understand beta, there is a special tool on Unacademy where you can attach the image of your question. You can send your image to the teacher. So the teacher will look at the image and then he will solve your doubts. You can comment here. You can ask your doubts in the comments, or you can put your doubt in the image format. And there are dedicated doubt solving session. तो पहले classroom में क्या होता था? Earlier, the teacher used to run right after completing the class. So people don't get enough time to ask their doubts. Usually this happens in classrooms, but here there are dedicated doubt solving sessions. Every fourth lecture is a doubt solving class. So you can ask all your doubts in this class. You can ask your doubts in the regular class. You can ask your doubts in the doubt solving class. See, this is the doubt clearing session. तो इस क्लास में भी आप डाउट पूछ सकते हो, रेगुलर क्लास में भी आप डाउट पूछ सकते हो. तो आप टीचर के पास बहाना ही नहीं रहेगा कि टाइम न देने का, आपके पास भी बहाना नहीं रहेगा कि टाइम नहीं मिल रहा है. यू कैन आस्क ऑल योर डाउट्स हियर, ओके. एंड सबसे बेस्ट, मल्टीपल ब्रांचेस, मल्टीपल बैचेस, मल्टीपल एजुकेटर. आपने सुना होगा ना 3 इडियट्स में कि ज्ञान बट रहा है, जहां से भी लेना है आप ले लो, जिस भी क्लासरूम में घुस के पढ़ना है आप घुस जाओ. So beta, you can consider these lectures to be different classes. So there are multiple educators teaching in multiple classes. There are multiple batches. And once you take the subscription, all of the batches, all of the classes will be unlocked for you. सारी batches और सारी classes unlock हो जाएंगी. उसके बाद आपकी मर्जी, आपको जिस क्लास में घुस के पढ़ना है, जिस टीचर से पढ़ना है आप घुस के पढ़ सकते हो, जिस टीचर से पढ़ना है उससे पढ़ सकते हो. Okay. So if you think that Unacademy Plus can be beneficial for you, then take 1 year, 1.5 year or 2 years subscription. You can use this code. आप ये कोड यूज कर सकते हैं in order to get 10% off. आप 10% off पा सकते हैं. And if you use this code, whenever you use this code, beta, I will also get the notification and you will be under my direct guidance. Okay? अगर आप ये कोड यूज कर रहे हो मतलब आप मुझ पे भरोसा करके Unacademy ज्वाइन कर रहे हो. Okay? This is not just a code. This is not a just referral code. This is a connection between you and me. This is a bridge between you and me on Unacademy. This will create a connection between you and me on Unacademy. You will be under my personal guidance. You will be under my supervision. ठीक है? And beta, you can pay this fee in EMI. आप इस fee को EMI में pay कर सकते हो. और अगर आप सोच रहे हो whether it is affordable or not, divide this by number of days. This will be 54 rupees per day only. This will be 64 rupees per day only. And this will be around 74 rupees per day. So this is that affordable, this 54 rupees per day. So beta, 54 rupees per day is not even equal to the transportation cost. It is even less than the transportation cost if you join a classroom coaching. अगर आप कहीं क्लासरूम में ज्वाइन करोगे ना पढ़ाई करने के लिए तो इससे ज्यादा तो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का कॉस्ट हो जाता है. तो वो कॉस्ट आप वहां बचा के यहां इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो. सो इफ यू थिंक दैट इन्वेस्टिंग दिस मनी विल बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर यू, देन ऑफ कोर्स टेक द Unacademy Plus सब्सक्रिप्शन. अदरवाइज वी आर ऑलवेज देयर विथ यू, with or without subscription. I will always be there with you. Okay. You can also take Unacademy Iconic subscription. In Iconic subscription, you get a personal coach. Personal coach will help you on a personal level. He will prepare all the study schedule for you. He will prepare all the study material for you. He will analyze all your test score, whether you are doing good or bad. If you are doing bad, he will push you to do good. So beta, he will be helping you on a personal level. So if you want a personal coach, then you can take Unacademy Iconic subscription for 1 year or 2 years. If you want to know more about this, if you want to know more about Unacademy, if you want to interact with me, you can always contact me. I will always be there for you. I will always be guiding you. And you can message me on Unacademy app also. आप मुझे कहीं पे भी मैसेज कर सकते हैं, Unacademy ऐप पे भी मैसेज कर सकते हैं. I am available on Unacademy app also. You can message me there. Now before leaving, don't forget to hit the like button, share the link and subscribe to this channel. अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो बेटा बड़ी गलती कर रहे हो. सब्सक्राइब कर दो अभी के अभी, और जाने से पहले सबके सब एक लाइक देके जरूर चले जाना. जाने से पहले सबके सब एक लाइक देके भी जरूर चले जाना. बेटा पुनीत, there is a separate session on XC. चलो 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 बेटा, ऑल द टॉपिक्स आर इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर इंजीनियरिंग मैकेनिक्स. ठीक है बेटा. हेमंत, क्वेश्चन पेपर ऐसे डिसाइड नहीं होते हैं. ठीक है, देयर इज अ प्रोसीजर ऑफ डिजाइनिंग द क्वेश्चन पेपर. ओके चलो, thank you so much guys for watching me. I will see you guys tomorrow in the same class, same time. Till then, bye bye, take care, good night.